Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can clearly see from the title, this is going to be a real estate video. These are like my real estate's 101. Whether you are wanting to be a realtor, you just started being a realtor, or you are a client that is looking for a potential realtor, these are going to be the basic things that I think are important to know. Because whether you're on either spectrum, especially as a client, it's good to know how the process works. Because honestly, I get a lot of people that come to me either wanting to know what it's like to be a realtor because they want to get into that field, or people that are potential clients, and it's like sometimes the clients don't have, how can I say this nicely? They're not very knowledgeable on how the process works. They feel like they can be like, hey, I'm looking for a house, send me, X amount of houses that I can look at. But that's not the way it works. Like, honestly, you guys have to keep in mind, which you may not be aware of, that realtors put in a lot of time and effort even just to look for the homes, because you want to find exactly what your client wants as close to what they want as possible. And so it takes a lot of time and energy and effort and patience to go through all the inventory and see what works. So I think it's important also to mention, which unlike a lot of other industries, realtors don't get paid until you are at the closing table, everything is signed, sealed, and delivered. Then you get a check. So you can literally be working with a client for months and spending, time, energy, money, marketing, if you're listing a home, driving around, doing all these different things to make your clients happy, but you don't get paid until you're at the closing table. So this whole time you're spending money. So keep that in mind too before you just casually want to hire a realtor, sign an agreement to work with them exclusively, and then you're not really ready. Just know that it takes a lot of work. It's not super easy and glamorous like you may see on TV. There's a lot of behind the scenes things that people, I guess, are not aware of. But just appreciate your realtor, because as a realtor, it's our job to make sure that you are happy and you're satisfied and you are knowledgeable about the whole process and know how everything's going. So that respect should go both ways. So got a little sidetracked, but basically I'm gonna kind of just briefly tell you guys what the whole buying process is like, the home buying process. Every realtor has a different way that they do it, but this is just pretty much the basic stuff. If you are someone who is thinking about buying a property soon, this will kind of give you a little insight on what to expect. As always, like I said, every realtor does things differently, and there's a lot more details than what I am showing in these videos, but I just try to kind of condense the information just so you have like a good understanding of what's going on, what to expect, and how the process works. Okay, so for the home buying process, you meet a client, whatever, refer to you, however it goes. For me, I like to do like a brief phone consultation, which I will just find out where you're at in the whole process. If you're still working on your credit, if you've already connected with a lender, if you have not connected with a lender, then I would, give you my preferred lenders. If you want to work with them, cool. If you don't, that's totally up to you. But the first thing to do is to make sure, unless you're buying cash, which then you have to show proof of funds. If you're going to be using a loan, you want to make sure that you are pre-approved. Your realtor is going to need to know that you're pre-approved and see a copy of that pre-approval letter. And there's a difference between being pre-approved and pre-qualified, which I will go into in another video. But you want to have that pre-approval, which shows your realtor that I have, submitted all my information to a lender. They have reviewed all my information and I qualify for X amount of dollars to look for a home. Because you don't want to go out looking for a home that is out of your price range that you're not even going to be able to afford. You want to make sure that you're looking for a home that is in the price range that you have been qualified for by a lender. So once you have your pre-approval letter from your lender that you've given to your realtor, then for me, it's time to have a buyer's consultation. So that's when we meet in person, and if we haven't already met in person, but this is like where we have to sit down and I have my list of questions and things that I want to ask, where I will find out exactly what it is that you want in a home, the location, how many bedrooms, do you want a big island, do you want a huge master closet or a huge master bedroom, do you have any kids, do you have any pets, like what exactly is it, like what in a perfect world would you be looking for in a dream home within your price range? And then I try to find that as much as I can, but this is just like a sit down for me to get to know you, for me to explain to you how the entire process works so you know what to expect, for me to go over contracts with you. Personally, I like to sign an exclusive agreement with my clients with just protections, because like I said, you are spending so much time and energy making sure that your client is happy, and you could show them a home and then they go out and they're like, okay, well, I don't want to work with you anymore, and they go do everything on their own, or they go find a different realtor, which really sucks, but people do that. So as a realtor, you need to protect yourself and make sure you have that exclusive buyer brokerage agreement, so that if someone does decide to be shady or whatever, you are legally protected. So those are the things that happens within the buyer's consultation. And then once, like I said, we've signed that agreement, you know, I've explained to you how the whole process works, I know exactly what you're looking for, then I find out from you when is the next time that you can meet to start going out and looking at homes. So between the buyer's consultation meeting in person and when we go out, during that time, I am sending you different homes that fit the criteria that you have given me. There's an app that I like to use, Realtors Home Snap. It's something that you should definitely look into. If you're not, it just is a way for you to easily communicate with your client through this app. You can send them homes, they can send you homes that they're interested in. It's a really cool app, and there's a lot of other features. But so basically in between that time, I am sending you options, and when you see some that you like, it's like, okay, well, we'll go out on the day that we set to go look at these homes. And you want to look at as many homes as you can within a day, but understand you know, you can only do so much in one day. So we will set up different times. If you don't find something within that first time, second time, whenever, we'll just keep, you know, I'll keep sending you homes until you find something that you like. So we've gone out, we've done all that stuff, we found a home, you like it, great. The next thing to do is to put in an offer. So you and I, as the client and the realtor, will discuss what is the number we want to offer, whether we're going to offer more, we're going to offer less, you know, it's all a part of negotiation, but we will do that process. And then, okay, we've done all that, now your offer has been accepted. That's awesome, it's great, we're excited. Then after that, you have to know that there is a due diligence period where everything has to be turned in, like paperwork, inspections, all that kind of stuff, earnest money, all those things, which I'll go into in another video because I don't want to overload you guys. We will do all those things within that due diligence period. Once that whole process is done, we're doing the home inspection, making sure all the repairs are done, everything like that is good. We will do the appraisal. Once that comes in, hopefully it's coming in that you are walking away with equity and you're, you know, gaining money. Then we get that whole thing done. Once that is done, we wait for approval from the underwriter, and that is the person who is going to make sure that we have all the documents that we needed. There may be additional documents that the underwriter will need and that your lender will tell you to send. And another thing is, just keep in mind, like when your lender is working with you and telling you to send different documentation, it may be a lot, it may be a little overwhelming at times, and you might not understand. So just ask your lender or your realtor to explain it to you a little bit more, but don't get frustrated, because I see a lot of clients get frustrated with the lender, but they're just doing their job and making sure that they cover all their bases and that you have everything you need to have a smooth closing. Because if anything is not done properly, that can delay the closing or totally mess it up, and that's something that you don't want. So like I said, through that process, just making sure that you have everything that the underwriter needs or that the lender needs. And then once the underwriter says, okay, we're good to go, everything is great, everything is finalized, then we set a closing date. Once we set that definite closing date, then we meet up, we go to the closing table, you guys sign documents, the transfer is done from the seller to the buyer, and then that's it. So I don't know if I kind of went through that fast. I really tried to kind of put everything in a compact form just to kind of briefly tell you guys how it goes. But that's pretty much it. It sounds a lot more complicated than it really is. It's just a lot of paperwork, a lot of making sure that you have, like I said, all the right documentation, that you cross your T's and dot your I's so that there is minimal bumps in the road. And as a realtor, it is my job to make sure that the process goes as smoothly as possible for you. But that's pretty much it. That clear to close is what we want. And after we get that clear to close, then it's exciting and it's amazing and it's great. And then at the closing table, you become a homeowner for the first time, or maybe the second time, or who knows, depending on what kind of property you're getting. But that is it. So, I mean, like I said, if there's any other questions or if I went through that a little fast, let me know. But that's pretty much the gist of how the home buying process goes in a quick sped up version. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Once again, I am a Georgia realtor. So if you are in Georgia or know anyone in Georgia that is looking for a realtor, definitely contact me. Let me know. I would love to help you out. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So if this video was helpful to you, if you know someone that the video can be helpful to, make sure you share with them, pass it on. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you did like this video, and follow me on iam.simplysimone. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.